everybody, my name is Buzzycombs and welcome back to the Minecraft 100 Baby Challenge. Today, I'm getting another divorce, and honestly, I don't remember how many wives I've had. Is this 4? 5? I don't know. They're all starting to blur together, which I think is a pretty terrible thing. Anyways, though, to get started, Angeline is actually right here, so I'm just going to talk with her, shake her hand, and demand a divorce.
So this is how it's going to be, Buzzy?
Yes, it is. And I feel like that is the third time I've heard that. Now that I have divorced Angeline, I'm going to make her follow me, and I am going to move her into this beautiful apartment building known as Ex-Wivesville. And this adorable froggy-themed room is exactly where Angeline is going to live. Oh, hi, Audrey. Hi, Allison. Where's Angeline? You're not the ex-wives I was looking for.
Hi.
But I'll still say hello. Oh my gosh, are they all coming over because I just got a divorce? Are they trying to get back with me? Sorry ladies, I'm not open just yet. Okay, in all seriousness though, where the heck did Angeline go? I swear I set her to follow me. Okay, she got stuck on a bike. That's okay. Come on, Angeline. Okay, so now that I have Angeline in here, I'm going to set this as her home. And now I just need to find a new wife. And I think that Adeline right here is just the woman I'm looking for. So, hi, how are you? Do you want to hear a cool story about my adventures in the Nether?
Judging by your feeble appearance, I highly question your ability to survive a journey to the Nether.
Well, you'd be surprised. Anyways, I'm just gonna chat with her for a little bit, get her to hate me because she's apparently not enjoying my what I have to say. This is starting to become a very prominent trend with my wives, but I'm sure I can win her over if I try hard enough. And when she became completely sick of me and did not stop rejecting my conversations, I decided it was time to bring out the big guns. All right, Adeline, I'm gonna give you some diamond blocks because these are irresistible demonstrations of my wealth. Yes. It's glorious, is it not? And with just one last diamond block, it is now time for Adeline and I to get married.
I feel as if I'll be able to face anything life throws my way from now on because you are by my side.
Ah, fantastic, Adeline. That is fantastic to hear. Anyways, though, now that I have swept Adeline off her feet, I just need to jump on Journey and get started on the adventure home. But this village is actually very far away from my own home, so instead of having Adeline run the whole way, I actually brought a spare saddle, and I'm gonna see if I can find another horse to set her on. Horses? Any horses? Please, I need a horse. And after exploring the nearby fields, I finally spotted a horse. And so now if I interact with Adeline, I can set her to ride horse. And now she is on top of this brand new horse. And my question is, will she follow me? No. She stays completely put. Dang it! Well, on the bright side, I can at least latch a lead on and drag her along with me. And so now, with my brand new wife equipped with a marvelous wedding gift, it is now time for us to take the long journey home. Alrighty, Adeline and I are finally home. And oh my gosh, my children are swarming me. This is really something. Anyways, though, welcome, Adeline, to your new home. Come off the horse and follow me. We are going to go inside and set you up in our bedroom. And you know what? I feel like we're missing a little something. So let me go on ahead and grab a painting real quick. And I am going to set this up. Oh, that is too big. Let's just set up a cozy little painting on this wall. And now if we set this as Adeline's home, we can now finally have our first baby. And our first baby is a little girl who I'm going to name Loaf. And now that I have little Loaf and Adeline is settled in, I'm also going to grab our needle and thread and customize her outfit. And I think she looks super cute in this cozy beige cardigan. And with that all handled, it is now time for me to get to building my children's new home. So for this home, I'm going to be using a mixture of cherry and jacaranda wood. And I'm a little bit short on supply, so I'm just gonna grab myself a few saplings and get to planting a new, albeit temporary, forest. Oh, wait, what? I have my baby. Loaf, my little Loaf. Oh, she has purple eyes. How precious. She matches the jacaranda around us. That is so cute. So let me just take you inside. And while you're in here, I'm gonna go and massacre a forest. Alright, and I've now collected all the wood I'm hopefully going to need for this build. And so I'm going to have another baby with Adeline, which has turned out to be a baby boy. And this baby boy is going to be named Barbecue Sauce. Have you noticed the theme yet? Because today I'm going to be building a bakery. And because I'm building a bakery, all of my children today are going to be named after food. So now that I have all this wood, I'm going to head off this way and start building the home over here. And so for this build, I'm going to be building the walls with both jacaranda wood and stripped cherry wood, as well as some special cherry wood from the chip mod to add some texture to the walls. Then I'm going to use some walls from the framed blocks mod to add a bit more depth. Next, I'm going to add in the windows, and for this big window up front, I'll be using some cherry pillar trims to add some paneling to the side. I'll also be using some more of these trims to add some detail to the roof, and then I'll fill in the roof with jacaranda slabs. Now, the last touch for the base of the build will be some pink awnings for the big window. Alrighty, and the base of the build is now complete, but there are still a few exterior details I would like to add. Before I do that, however, little Barbecue Sauce is ready to age up. And this here is Barbecue Sauce! Aww, he looks so cute! So now I'm going to set him in his crib, and I'm going to go and find his mother to make him another sibling. Hi, Angeline. It's time for another... Wait, you're the wrong wife. Whoops. Adeline! Where are you? I swear I didn't make any terrible mistakes. None whatsoever. Where the heck have you gone? Please, I don't want to make another... Oh, here she is. Thank goodness. Hi, Adeline. Time to make another baby. And we have another baby girl who I'm going to name Buttered Popcorn, because buttered popcorn is the best food in all of eternity. Anyways, now that I have little buttered popcorn, what I'm going to do next is take a bunch of cherry planks and turn them into this cool cross-laced cherry planks. Now I'm going to make a little border of cherry pillar trims around the backyard, and then I'm going to fill in the area between the borders with this cross-laced cherry planks. Now I'm going to add in some jacaranda fences so I can build a cute little cherry overhang. And now that this little back patio area has been built, I think the next thing I'd like to do is add a little chimney to the side, and then a cozy little flower pot on the other end. And now the exterior is essentially complete, and buttered popcorn is ready to age up. And I think it would be super cool if buttered popcorn had yellow eyes, so let's cross our fingers and hope. Aww! Wait, she looks so much like Bethany when she was born! And while she doesn't have yellow eyes, she looks so cute! I'm gonna set her in a crib next to her brother. And now Adeline and I are going to make another baby. And this next baby is another baby girl. And I'm going to name her Pretzel. And now that I have little Pretzel, it is now time for me to get to work on building the interior for the bakery. And for the floor, I think it'll be super cool if I use these really pretty checkered sandstone tiles. And unfortunately, that's all the sandstone I have, so that means I need to go off and find a desert to collect some more sand. And luckily, I actually discovered that the river on the back of my house actually connects completely to the ocean, which leads directly to the desert. And so instead of using my horse for the entire journey, I took the river for the most part. And now that I'm here on the shore, I'm just gonna run the rest of the way to the desert and mine up some sand. Alrighty, and now that I have all of the sand, I'm going to yoink my horse and get back to the sea and sail my way home. Alrighty, and now that I'm home, it is time to have a little Pretzel, who is so cute. And now it is time to have our fifth baby, who is another girl. I was really hoping I'd get at least one more boy today, but it is what it is. So this girl is going to be named Jelly. And now I can finally finish filling in the floor of the bakery. And now that everything of the bakery is essentially completed, it is finally time for me to begin decorating. And to begin decorating, I need to craft everything that I need. And so I'm going to go on ahead and do that real quick. After I say hi to my kids, that is. Alrighty, and I have finished crafting everything I'm going to need for this build. So now it is time to bring little Jelly to life. And here she is! Oh, she looks like a perfect combination of her mother and I. How cute! So now I'm going to set her into a crib, and it is time to get to decorating. So first things first, I'm going to add a cute little countertop to this corner. And above it, I'm going to add some cozy little hanging fairy lights because, well, they just look really cute. Next, I'm going to add a couple of tasty goodies to the countertop. Then a basket of baguettes in the corner and a cash register. And now I'm going to move on to the main area of the bakery. So over here by the window, I'm going to have a cozy little spot for some flowers. Then I'm going to add a couple of tables, some cozy cherry chairs, and some small tabletops to help with the lighting. Then I'm going to add a little gumball machine in the corner. And on these tables, I'm going to have a tea set and some chocolate chips. Next, I'm going to work on the outside, which is going to have 4 more tables with birch chairs this time instead. And on a couple of these tables will be some pumpkin pie and a jelly raspberry jello. Now, the last thing I'd like to add out here would be some hanging fairy lights on the edges of the overhang. And now there is a final touch I would like to add to the chairs, and that would be some pink cushions. Because with the handcrafted mod, you can do some fun little bits of customization for the furniture, which looks adorable. And just like that, the little bakery area of this build is complete. However, this bakery section isn't the only part of the home, because of course, it's a home. We need our kids to stay somewhere. And so we have a little stairwell going up here where we can build a room for the children. And so first things first, I'm going to arrange the beds like so. Then I'm going to add a cozy little armchair right here with a nice little cabinet and a lamp. Then right here, I'm going to add some bookshelves because who doesn't love to read? And of course, a couple more bookshelves just off this way. Then I'm going to tuck a little teddy bear here. And now I'm going to get rid of all the torches because instead of using torches, I'm going to be using these cozy little ceiling lights. Lastly, I'm going to add these adorable heart-shaped hanging lights along the ceiling. And just like that, the home is complete, but there is one final touch I would like to add. And for this final touch, I'm actually going to remove these bells from my horse stables, and instead I'm going to situate them in and along the bakery. That way my family can all gather around and enjoy some pastries. Now, before I bring in my children and situate them in their new home, I would also like to address that my friend Crispy Cash helped me a lot with making this build, so huge kudos to him for his incredible assistance. And now that I'm out here and looking at the bakery, something feels a little bit lackluster, so I think I'm gonna try and place this little balloon arch and a couple of these birch benches to make it feel a little more homely. And that, I think, feels perfect. So now that the home is finished, it is of course time for me to summon my children and get them settled in. Alrighty, so my 5 new children have made themselves nice at home in the bakery, so now it is time to give them some custom outfits. So firstly, Butter Popcorn is going to have this beautiful popcorn-themed dress. Loaf is going to have this cute baker's outfit. Barbecue Sauce is going to wear some fancy chef's attire. Pretzel is going to have this cute orange apron. And lastly, Jelly is going to have these adorable overalls. And just like that, all of my new children are officially settled in. And that concludes today's episode on the Minecraft 100 Baby Challenge. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribe. And without further ado, thank you all so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!